camperpod is pretty much complete except for a graphic, which we'll get at a later date. And I'm going to show you all the details of how we built a luxury, tiny camper that slides into a utility trailer and is low VOC, healthy alternative to regular camper materials. The outside of the camper, we used a product called ACM, which is aluminum composite, and pretty much everything else is stainless steel. We did buy used windows and doors, and the trailer is a Stirling trailer that we bought at a regular big box store. We have the trailer tied down to the utility trailer with these Strapino straps, ratchet straps. These are really interesting seatbelt style ones, so you don't have any straps hanging out. Inside the back hatch is where all the tools and electronics will go. Right now we're just running the lights off of a single battery, and we do have an S2000 power station that we'll run, which will charge on the vehicle as the vehicle is driving, as well as in the future we'll get some solar panels. And the other side looks the same. I actually lucked into some hubcaps to make it look a bit more campery at our local Canadian Tire. They're on sale for a set of 4, and I only need 2, so I have some backups for like a little over $6. So I blinged her up with a few hubcaps. So on the outside, I have some reflectors and some solar lights, and these solar lights are pretty neat. I bought these on Temu. They actually have an on-off switch because I didn't want to be driving with solar lights that come on and off whenever there's movement. So this has an on-off switch, so we can turn them off when we don't want to use them. And I have a little hook here for hooking up our shower head outdoors if we want to use it, as well as our clothesline. So let's come on in to the camper pod. The interior walls of the pod is done with a product called aluminum jacketing from JM. That's an aluminum product that has a vapor barrier built into the back, and it's normally used for HVAC systems. It was a little difficult to work with when we weren't used to it, but it sealed in any possible off-gassing. The frame is made out of local spruce lumber, and the insulation is a foil-backed polystyrene solid insulation. So this is the wet room, and this is the area that both couples as our porch as well as our shower bathroom area. So we're just going to use a regular toilet and compostable bags for now. Just these are not chemical toilets or anything. So we'll use that mostly if you have to pee. We'll go outside. I actually attached this on with one of these really powerful magnets to the wall. And these are normally used for exterior RV doors, which I have one on the outside door. But I have the toilet attached here, so it won't move anywhere, but yet we can remove it if we want. We bought this USB powered shower head from Princess Auto, and essentially all you do is stick the end of this down into a bucket of water, and then it acts as a shower. We just bought a stainless steel bowl for a sink, and the plumbing is hooked up outside. We only have gray water. We won't have any black water. No sewage will be going out, so it's only going to be fresh water. We also have USB powered sinks both in the bathroom and the kitchen. So the bathroom, I have this rubber seal here. What we'll be doing, this lifts out. I'm going to do it one-handed. There are slots down here for 10-liter water bottles, which we will fill up. And I decided not to buy a special water bottle and just go with the regular 10-liter ones you can get water in at the store, because cleaning water bottles is not easy, and after a while they get all grungy inside. We have 2 aluminum rails here for mounting things. I have a few other accessories I'm going to put in here, but right now I have my Dr. Bronner soap that I mixed up with a little bit of sunflower oil to use as a hand soap. This is the extra accessories for outside for hanging the shower. And we have a medicine cabinet, which I stocked with our items. These are our regular items that we'll have, like toothbrushes and toothpaste. And we went with a theme that everything that's mine is grey and everything my husband's is white. Also found these little clip bottle holders, so I have that in here to hold the bottles inside the cabinet. We did go with a little bit of core board for shelves. It's a bit bowy in the middle, but it works pretty good and it's really lightweight. I bought these child safety clips for holding all the cabinets together when we're driving. Now what really sets this room off are the roll doors. So we have 2 roll doors to barricade off the wet room. And one is to go into the cabin, and the other is to go into our closet. So these doors operate really neat. There's a magnet that holds them together and they roll away just like a blind does. So this is our closet. I have a rod up there for holding a few things. This is where we'll put our dirty clothes. We have our towels. I initially had our clothes up here, but my husband said to keep all the heavy stuff down low. So we have our clothing. And this is a toddler's bathtub that I actually fit in, that I'll be using as a shower pan. In behind here is a few accessories. We have an extra collapsible bucket for carrying the water, for topping it up and using it for showering or bathing. There's the hose for draining the tub, and we have a clothesline and odds and ends down there. So that's everything stored in our closet. This is a hook for hanging our hats and our coats as we come in. And also, if it's raining out and we want to hang our clothes, we have a clothes hanging rod up here that can hang it in the doorway and let some wind blow through. One of the first things and the neatest things we got was this rocker panel from Nilight. And it glows blue, which goes with our color theme. We have a 12-volt plug in this outlet here. We have our USB plugs there. It tells you the power voltage. And then we have our rocker switches for turning different things on. Right now I'm in the wet room. It even came with these little glow-in-the-dark stickers. Didn't have everything we needed, so I made do with what they had, and it worked out pretty good. We have a backup switch that's currently not hooked up for a fan, but we have everything installed, the wiring and all that, to put a fan in the ceiling if we think we need it. We have one for the fridge. This one is just an extra that we have nothing hooked up to yet. We have the forward cabin lights, the cabin lights, and the wet room. All the lights came from a company called Salvinco, and I love the lighting in here. They're very slim. Let me step back and show you. All of our cabinetry and countertops are made from a product called Foamlight. It's a polypropylene food grade voc-free plastic that's, you know, pretty much easy to clean and mold resistant. The white is a 6mm and the black is a 12mm, and the black is two-sided. It has a smooth side, and then for the floor it has a rough side, like sort of it has squares in it, which is anti-slip. So you can choose what side you want to use, and we use the smooth up for counter, and for the floors we use the rough side up. So let's take a look inside the cabin. So I'm going to turn on the cabin lights, and this is the one that's over our sink. And we have it also hooked up to this single one here that's over our pantry and our fridge. If we want to turn this one on out front, we'll just touch that. Those are the slim lights from Salvenco. And the same with these. You can touch them once for the night light, and a little night light comes on here, and touch them twice, and the light actually comes on. And we have an upper cabinet up here, which is just like our fun and games cabinet. And this is where I have a few books and a few odds and ends, and our Forager's game that we got from Kiekerland. Our Forager's card game. Again, we have those safety hatches on there. This is the panel for all the wiring, so we covered it up. I made a little panel here out of core board that we got from a local store called Fast Signs. I'm using these closet rods again with some closet rod holders to hold some things in place. We have some water filtering bottles. And this is where our snacks and the like is going to go. It's our food cabinet. Right here we have our fridge. Now this is a Peltier style fridge, so you can plug it in and use it, but I'm going to use pretty much some frozen water bottles inside for short trips. We won't really need to use any power if there's long trips. And this is a shelf for the fridge that I always find a little difficult to get to go into the slots. There we go. And I also bought a couple of these sliding clips and a small container at Temu. It's hard to find a flat-sided container for putting a few things into the door of the fridge. Underneath the fridge right now I have the step stool and cleaning supplies. Right now I'm in the cabin. I'm going to close the roll door here so it feels like it's nighttime, so you can get the idea of what the lights feel like in here. Let's turn this one on. There we go. I just bought this cute little humidifier because I like the lighting. We had a tiny dent in the aluminum, so I bought this little planter and mounted that up on the wall. Everything in here is mounted on, we tried to avoid glue as much as possible. The only adhesive that we did use in the framing was PL Premium. I find that quite tolerable and it's low VOC. Everything else is attached with VHB tape. That was a new product to us, and now it's become our new addiction. There's many different types of VHB tape you can use for mounting anything without using glue, and I find them a lot more tolerable than most glues. And of course we have our absolutely beautiful organic hemp and linen mattress from Hemporganiclife. I picked up our rug on Amazon, and the small piece of flooring we have right here was something we had left over from another project many years ago for the chickens, and this is actually a natural linoleum floor. We just happen to have enough to do this area right here. And we have our excellent blackout blinds from Hay Blinds to make everything look nice and dark, block out all the light and give us privacy. We've outfitted the kitchen with our Dash appliances. These are lower wattage appliances, and this is actually a USB rechargeable blender that can do 20 blends on one charge, and then we just got to plug it into our USB port. Here's we have from Nilight right here. We also have our AC plugs that we got from Shopper Plus or Prime Cables online. I also got a few accessories from Shopper Plus, like this really great little holder for our pot cloths, and it drains, and it has a little drain tray, drip tray on the bottom, so I can put my cloths there, some of my kitchen accessories. It's a little drain pan. Our sinks, I'm just storing my little vacuum in here that I got on Amazon. Our sinks in the kitchen, our sink in the kitchen is essentially just a dishpan. And again, we have the USB powered water pump. And these are rechargeable, and essentially I don't have it hooked up to any water right now, but you turn it on and it starts pumping water. You can turn it on to a constant flow or just to allow you to have 600 mils of water at a time. So the water, right now what I have is, these are 10-liter buckets. 9 of them fit across all of our cabinets so that nothing can move, like it keeps them all sturdy. So I have some of them to fill up with water, and we're going to keep the weight of the water on this far end down here, so while we're driving, and then I can move them. So I will exchange them here for 2 full water bottles, and then essentially that water hose will go down into the water bottle and just pump it up. Got this great little collapsible garbage can that holds the garbage bags in it. This is meant for over the door, but these doors are too thin to actually hold the garbage bucket, so it fit over my shelf, which I'll show you what we used for a shelf in a minute. And these also were from Shopper Plus. So for our shelving, we used a couple of what's called Pepsi crates, and that way I can put my appliances. All these appliances will fit down in there while we're traveling, and we'll keep them safe and secure without moving around. So the edge of this was great for the garbage bucket as well. And in the back here we have a little heater if we need it. That's just a little small AC room heater. I think it's a 300 or it could be a 500 watt. And I have a couple of bags there, his and hers, with our dishes and utensils inside of that. I don't have the big Wild Med kit up there that I really wanted to have mounted there, but it was just too heavy, and it's on the upper part of the back of the camper, so I just put the small one there. And now what we have is the large one. We have these magnetically closed, and the magnets are quite strong. The large one is in here, so it won't risk falling down, because I do have quite a bit of gear in that, and it's been quite heavy. We got the table leg at Amazon. I think we paid $69 for it. And again, the tabletop is made with the 12mm foam light. All the trims around the edge are the foam light. I may put a backing board on this. That's something a little softer, but we'll see how we make out with it the way it is. So let's open up those hay blinds, blackout blinds, and let a bit of light in here. I'm going to go ahead and turn off. I can either turn them off by using my finger, or I can go and turn them all off at once by using my Nilight switch. I'll open up the window. For the upper cabinet here, we reused a exterior hatch, and this one locks, so it's great if we wanted to put something in that we wanted to lock up. Again, I used one of these great magnets that holds really well, and I haven't we really don't need to fill this right now. We have pretty much everything we need. We opted for 2 emergency windows because they're large, and it's always good to have emergency windows. They let a lot of air in. Because even if I'm using everything that's low VOC, I still like to have a lot of airflow with my sensitivities. And no matter how good something is, there's always a certain amount of off-gassing it's going to do for a little while when it's new. So we've been keeping the windows open here and letting everything air out. Lastly, I bought this handy little vacuum. I bought a couple and ended up sending some back. but this one from Amazon has been working well. It does have a longer handle if I wanted to use it, but I think I'm going to leave that home. It does a great job of vacuuming. Let's just see if I got, here we go. Even cleans off the mat quite well too. It's not that dirty right now. And I found the best place to store this was it fits almost perfectly in the sink, so that's where that's going to be stored. So that's the full interior tour of our luxury low VOC, environmentally friendly and healthy camping pod that slides into a utility trailer. Almost everything inside this camping pod is made out of polypropylene plastic and aluminum, which is pretty much mold resistant. And the linens are made out of 100% cotton, organic cotton, and linen and hemp. And we will run everything, there's no propane in this, we'll run everything off of solar and battery power. And we used appliances that are energy efficient or rechargeable. And now it's time to enjoy our first camping trip. So you can check out the description box below if you're looking for any of the products that we used in our build. I will have all the links down there. And I'll see you when we're off camping. Thanks for watching.